Hello, YouTube. Well, now, I got my first paycheck from DoorDash. Yeah. And it's not quite what I expected. Although I should by this point. As you know, I worked for about 2 hours for DoorDash last week, I think it was. My first successful run. And I was actually on duty for like almost 2 hours, like 1.9 hours. And in that time, they only assigned me one actual dash. Now, that dash paid pretty good. It was $6. So for making one run, I made $6, which would be really good if you could get about 3 runs per hour. Then you'd make about $18 an hour. The problem, though, is that they only assigned me one run. I only had one actual dash in 2 hours. So for 2 hours, I made $6, and I was thinking, well, you know, they did promise a $10 minimum per hour. So I should make at least about $16 to $18 for 2 hours. Basically $8 to $10 an hour. $8 to $9. Well, I should make a minimum of $10 an hour. So I should have made close to $20 at least. Well, they paid me with a direct deposit into my bank account, but what they paid was the actual dash amount, which was $6, which was terrible. And then, you know, I started questioning. I was like, hey, they had said on the sign up that you get a $10 per hour minimum, you know, because otherwise it wouldn't be worth your time to make $6 for 2 hours, and you spent your own gas and wear and tear on your car, which Little Blue is having issues. The transmission is sometimes slipping, and the check engine light is continually on now at this point. So anyhow, I decided to research a little bit further into their $10 per hour minimum that they advertise. And it turns out that they have all these stipulations. The first is that you have to run at least 1.3 dashes per hour. That means you have to complete at least 1.3 runs per hour, which I couldn't do because in 2 hours, they only assigned me one dash. That was terrible. So there's no way to get the $10 per hour minimum already. The second is you have to basically do like 90% of the dashes that they send you. I did 100%, they only sent me one. And then, I don't know if there were some other weird stipulations. But basically, the $10 per hour is not real unless you can complete all their requirements. So you could end up like me, working for 2 hours, spending gasoline. By the way, I spent more than $6. I put in like $20, $25 worth of gas, but you know, it wasn't used up for the dash. I probably used up about $1, maybe $1.50, $1, $2 for the $1, probably $1 with the gas less for the dash. But basically made $3 an hour, less than $3 an hour when you deduct my $1 for gas. So is DoorDash worth it? I think if you're in a busy area like Orlando potentially, which I always see needing dashers, and you can work a long shift and get, you know, all the assignments, assuming that they have enough orders that they send you on at least 1.3 dashes per hour. See, that's dependent on them. If they don't have the orders, they obviously aren't going to send you out to make the runs. The other issue is how many dashers they have in your area. So the more dashers they have in your area, you know, the less available dashes available for you to take. Now, in my area, I thought it was fairly new, but I see advertising all over the place on Craigslist for dashers. And I don't know if it's Craigslist paying, if it's DoorDash putting it there or a user, one of the DoorDashers. But they've spammed all of Craigslist with 1 million listings looking for DoorDashers. And I suspect it may be a DoorDasher who's spamming the channel because everybody who signs up under him that completes the run earns him the bonus, and they of course get the bonus too, part of the bonus. But the problem is with him doing that, he may be spamming this area with DoorDashers. Meaning there's too many dashers here. So you get less than 1 call per hour, which means you'll never qualify for the bonus. I got 1 call in 2 hours. So is DoorDash worth it? At least for me, I don't think it is. Not in this area, because there wasn't enough business. There wasn't enough calls coming out for me to actually make the run, so I couldn't even make the $10 per hour minimum. And with my vehicle having issues, I'll keep it on reserve. I may do it if I get really desperate, but based on what I saw so far, maybe I'll try another go, you know, if I don't get that other job. But my efforts are actually being concentrated on getting a regular, you know, 9-to-5 type job, so I can actually pay for things. That's going to be the issue, because I've got to get the child support and stuff under control. Depending on DoorDash is not dependable, at least for me. I know that some viewers on here responded that they're doing okay, they're doing well. Some of them actually doing very well. But I think a lot depends on your area, you know. It depends on how busy it is in your area and how many dashers there are, and whether or not you actually get the dash opportunities from DoorDash. So, like I said, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again another day, maybe, and then try to run like 4 or 6 hours straight. Assuming my vehicle doesn't die, because that's the biggest thing, you know, with the transmission slipping. I'm like, you know, if my vehicle dies, I'm screwed, because it's not just a vehicle for driving, I'm living in it. So without the ability to move, I've got a serious problem. So there's a high risk with me doing a job like door dashing or anything that requires the vehicle, you know, to be driven all over the place. And of course, you're not driving a lightweight vehicle that's cheap on gas. You're driving a big, huge house. I mean, it's a tiny little house, but you know, it's a lot more expensive to drive this van that's decked out with the bedding and shelving and everything else than it is to drive a little tiny little 4-cylinder car to make these dashes. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Wanted to let you know how much was actually earned and the caveats or whatever. There's a cop sitting here. I don't know what he's doing, but it looks like he may be running radar or something. But in a parking lot, yeah. Anyhow, I've driven out to Walmart. I am going to try to get some food, possibly for breakfast, to cook up a breakfast, and then heading over to the beach for a little walk, even though it did rain this morning. But you know, we're going to the beach, so having rain I don't think matters when you're on the beach. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you found this information about DoorDash useful. For me, it was eye-opening, enlightening, you know. And I know some of you who are a lot more experienced or smarter than me have suggested watching DoorDash videos by other dashers, you know, to figure out the system. But my reasoning for not doing that is actually quite simple, and it's because I kind of want to experience things firsthand as a person coming in who hasn't researched it, would actually encounter things that come up, like the issue of them saying that they're giving you the minimum $10. That's not true. You have to have these requirements to get that minimum, just like you have to have all these weird requirements to, it's not weird, but it's required to make sure they're profitable to get their bonus when they have their bonus pay. So I do a lot of stuff that may not seem smart, that seems kind of stupid. Probably because I'm not that smart. But actually, I usually do a lot of stuff firsthand and don't do it the best way or the smartest way possible, because I want to see what happens. You know, I'm curious as to what would happen. And I think sometimes the learning process is the journey, and seeing how things actually work and how they advertise and the realities, you know, of the situation, to me is a lot more important than being efficient. Although being efficient is important if you're trying to do real work and stuff. But see, my real work is actually right now, until I get another job or something, YouTube. And that means exploring things and maybe not necessarily doing things the best way, but trying to do things the most interesting way. And that's why you're seeing me do stuff that some people question. And it's okay to question it, because, you know, you're intelligent and I'm not. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.